Yo, Krish here, and in today's video, we're going to be breaking down how to steal prospects from the competition. Yes, you heard that correctly. So the story here is that I did a very quick discovery with this prospect to figure out if he had the finances for our services. Before leads come in, we get them to fill out a form and tell us what they're earning to pre-qualify them before we have a call. Now, this particular prospect told us in the form that he was earning less than half our minimum threshold. Typically, I'd disqualify them without even having a call, but I thought I'd give this guy a go just in case on the off chance he was actually earning more than what he said, or maybe he made a mistake on the form. I wasn't sure at the time. Now, after staying on that call a little longer than I intended to, I found out that the prospect was actually already working with another agency, but wasn't happy with their results. So I thought, fuck it, I'd rather him pay me than pay them. And the reason I wanted to show this particular call to you guys is because I want you to get into the habit of critical thinking and being really fast with how you make decisions. Because there are plenty of sales opportunities out there if you ask the right questions and screen your prospects properly. Now, I'm hoping this will be a massive learning lesson for all of you, so feel free to hit me up in the comments if you have any questions, and join my free Discord community with the link below. That's where I'll be posting exclusive videos for members only that will never go public. So that's everything for now, and let's get into it.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, yes.
Is
Same
that a
here.
South African accent I hear?
Sorry?
A South African accent I hear.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Durban, Joburg, whereabouts are you from?
Joburg.
Okay, very nice. So I'm actually a Kiwi boy myself originally.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we play rugby against each other, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of South African friends over there. Springboks supporter?
Springbok, yeah.
Yeah, good man, good man. If you ever want to piss a Kiwi off, all you do is tell them the truth that the Springboks are better. That's what I always to my Kiwi friends when I want to get under their skin. I just tell them the truth. So
Yeah.
no, look, thanks so much for your time today, mate. So my name's Krish. I'm the owner of Genesis Digital. The purpose of the meeting for me is just to get a better understanding of how I can help you with your lead generation. So how I like to typically run the calls for the first 10 to 15 minutes is just a conversation back and forth to see where you're at with the business. I know that you're relatively new right now, so just want to see what you've done up until this point. From there, if I determine we're a good fit, then of course I can walk you through our system and I can show you how we can implement that into your business and help you start getting in front of some high intent sellers. All sound good?
No, all good, yeah.
Beautiful. So what brings you here today?
Cool. So as you guys can see there, I've started by positioning the call and I've moved straight into my first question, which is revealing the current state about asking what brings them here today. Okay, it's a very open-ended question, but from here, what we're trying to do is just get as much dialogue and as much kind of talking that's relevant from the prospect in terms of kind of where they are right now and what's the main reason that they've made an inquiry.
Yeah, so I started in real estate about, I would say, a year and a half ago.
Okay.
I worked for a year and a little bit for another agency as a subcontractor.
Sure.
And then about 4.5 months ago, I went on my own.
Okay.
So I'm a new agent, fairly new brand. So it takes a bit of time to get listings and get in front of the right people.
It does, yeah. Okay, so tell me this then. What was the reason that you went off to start your own thing so early in your career? Was it just
I've got
So the reason that I asked that question specifically was because I don't typically work with real estate agents that are new to the game, basically. Only from a financial standpoint, it just doesn't make sense, right? Our fee is in the thousands, multi-thousands if they pay up front. And with most real estate agents that are new, and you guys will probably see this regardless of what niche you're in, most business owners, when they're new, don't necessarily have the money or the capital to invest thousands and thousands of dollars into their marketing or into any sort of lead generation. So I wanted to ask the question, like, why did you even get started in your own business so early on with very little experience, just to figure out, like, does this guy have any money? Yeah, I wasn't asking the question because I was curious to, like, what his career aspects and shit like that were. You guys remember, I always talk about purpose and intent, and this is a really good example of that. Okay, I'm only asking this question because it's got a certain answer at the end of it that I'm trying to find out, and that really is like, does this guy actually have money to pay for my service?
a lot of other businesses through my life, and office politics and stuff. I'm not into it, and if I got the way that I think it should be done, and people come with nonsense, then I'd rather go on my own.
That's fair enough. What were you doing before you were a real estate agent?
Yeah, I actually still got businesses. I've got a digital communication business.
And again, that's another thing that's really important to know. So I asked him what he was doing prior to becoming a real estate agent because I want to know what is his career background, right? Was he working at McDonald's? Was he a fucking doctor? Was he a lawyer? Like, what was he actually doing? Because again, this is just going to tell me, does this guy have money? And that's ultimately the reason why I'm asking these types of questions, to figure out what his financial situation is and to figure out, can he actually afford the service, or at least the service fee, as well as like the advertising costs and stuff like that. So right now he's shared with me that he ran a digital communications business, and let's keep going.
We take raw data and create PDFs and HTMLs and personalized videos.
Okay.
for big banks, insurance companies, telcos, and so on.
Okay, so your main business is what you just described there, the digital.
Yes, but why I got into property side was because that company went through COVID a bit through a rough time, so still trying to recover. But
Right.
I enjoy insurance. That company is in South Africa mainly. I've tried here in Australia, but it's also hard to get that company going. Yeah.
Yeah. So is that main company fueling this business, cash flow wise, like your real estate business?
No. Actually, I don't get any cash flow. That one on this side, I have to. It's a bit of a struggle to have the cash flow. That is a.
See, there we go. I got the answer that I was after, and that is, does he actually have the money, right? He's running another business over in South Africa. I asked him very directly, is your business in South Africa fueling your real estate business, or at least what's kind of looking like it's a side hustle to this guy? But I know that just from conversations I had with him after we ended up closing the deal here, I know that he was looking to go full-time into his real estate business. So again, just trying to figure out, like, what is it logistically looking like from a cash flow perspective for him? That unfortunately wasn't the best answer that I was looking for. The answer that I was actually wanting from him was that, yeah, he's doing really well with the business in South Africa. He's getting lots of money from that business, and therefore he's got lots of money to invest in marketing and in whatever service we're trying to sell him here.
Another thing.
Yeah, okay. So because I read that you're only doing 45,000 in GCI at the moment, if I understood correctly.
Yeah.
When you booked yourself into my calendar to speak with me, it actually says on our landing page there, typically we don't deal with real estate agents doing less than 120. And the reason it just comes down to affordability. It can come down to one of those things where you may or may not necessarily have cash flow to be able to afford both our marketing fee. How much money have you set aside to do lead generation and to be able to actually...
No, I just wanted to find out how it worked. And what the cost is. So that's what I actually wanted to do.
For sure. So the cost is $1,500 per month for our fee. We need 90 days as a commitment from you, right? So over 90 days, $4,500 for our fee. Or you can pay it up front and you get a discount. So it's $3,500 if you pay as a lump sum. But you also have a marketing spend which you have to pay on top of that, which works out to about another $1,000 per month. So over 90 days, you're probably looking at somewhere between $6,000 to $7,000, I would say. Would be
And I understand why.
Okay, so we are only 4 minutes and 30 seconds into the call now, and I've already price dropped him just because in my mind at this point in the call, I thought he was not a qualified prospect at all. And respectfully and professionally, we don't want to be rude or anything like that to the prospects. Like if they're financially unqualified or underqualified, we need to kind of let them know that we're not going to be a good fit for them from a financial standpoint. Okay, so that's what I was trying to do here effectively, was just try to tell him and get him to read between the lines that my fee is too expensive for you and you're not going to be able to afford it, essentially. Now he kind of carries on here, and I'm not going to ruin what he says just yet, but he carries on the conversation here, which is the reason why I stayed on the call a little bit longer.
You say you must have a higher GCI because then it's a small amount in comparison what you earn.
Yeah, correct. That's exactly right. So is that something that is realistic for you, affordability wise?
Yeah, not currently. So I think let me build it up and then we can have another chat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what sort of number did you have in mind anyway? So I
didn't have any.
So that's a follow-up question that I like to ask him anyway. Like, what number did you have in mind, right? Because ultimately, if they have some sort of money that they have spare to invest into marketing, we don't want to let them go straight away, right? When we're doing marketing or agency services, doesn't matter what you're selling, effectively what you want to do is have different tiers of your services. Okay, so we have like our core tier at my agency, which is done for you lead generation and done for your appointment setting. But I'll always ask them the question, like, how much money did you sort of have in mind here? Because if they have a number in mind that's still realistically reasonable, then I can kind of play around with the service, right? So for example, if he doesn't want to have the appointment setting, which is exactly what happened here, and we just do lead generation, well, then I've got more flexibility in terms of the fee that I can charge him, right? And that was the reason why we kind of carried on with the conversation here. I just wanted to find out, do you have any money at all? Because if you're in a position right now where you can only afford $50 a month, including ad spend, well, then it's probably not going to be a good fit. But if you have something that's going to be reasonable based on the amount of work that I need to do from my side, then it's at least worth us still having that conversation and exploring what potential options might be available.
A number in mind. I just needed to see what it costs. I've got another guy that's helping me. He's in Dubai. He did get some.
So as soon as the prospect said to me, I've got another guy that's helping me in Dubai, that was exactly what I was hoping he would say. Okay, I had no idea that he was working with another agency or anything like that. But as we know, if you live in Dubai, it means that you're earning a fair bit of money. And so the fact of the matter is this prospect is working with an agency or a guy that's based over in Dubai that's doing his marketing, meaning this prospect has some sort of money to pay the guy in Dubai, right? So now I start getting the alarm bells go off my head, and I want to dig a little bit deeper, and I want to find out, okay, how much are you paying this guy in Dubai? What kind of services is he doing, etc., etc.
Appraisals for me. But most of them are desktop appraisals, not really wanting to do something right away. But it's still good because you got it in your database and you can keep on communicating with them. So it's.
How much are you paying the guy in Dubai?
Again, very, very direct question. I don't want to waste too much time like building up too much rapport. I did enough of that at the start. Now it's more so like, can we work together, yes or no? So now you're going to start noticing by the types of questions I'm going to be asking him here moving forward, most of them are going to be very, very direct. I'm just trying to find out information. As far as like the Prime framework is concerned, in this instance with this entire call, this is not just a discovery call, right? This is a call that goes through a very light discovery and goes straight into getting the payment on the call. And the reason being is initially I thought he was financially unqualified, which he was for the higher ticket service. So I had to create like a low ticket service ad hoc on the go while I was having the call with him. And this is why I'm not going through the standard Prime framework now. I'm just kind of asking logistically, like how much are you paying the guy in Dubai? What kind of service are you getting? These types of questions. So I can essentially steal him from the guy in Dubai.
I used to pay him $490
per month.
Yeah, and then obviously the Facebook fees and stuff.
Yeah, okay. Look, I mean, we could do something similar for you if you like, if you wanted someone local. It's totally up to you at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm happy to explore that as an entry type option with you if you're open to it.
Yeah.
What we would do is we run the ads across Meta, so Facebook and Instagram. And then once those leads are generated, they get passed off to you and then you can follow up with them. Yeah. Right? Yeah. So is that something you would be interested in exploring?
Yeah, let me.
So right there, again, I've never done this before for a prospect where I just do like a price match and make some sort of offer up on the spot. But this is, I guess, the reason why I wanted to share this call with you guys specifically is because I want you to start thinking on your feet a lot quicker, okay? So when things like this come up, you don't necessarily want to let the prospect go. I could have let him go right there and said, okay, he can't afford $1,500 a month or $3.5 up front, therefore it's not worth it. But then, you know, through carrying on the conversation and asking him, well, what kind of number did you have in mind, which was actually the opening question that led us down this rabbit hole we're going down now. And that was when he said, didn't really have a number in mind, but I'm working with a guy in Dubai and I pay him $490. Let's just call it $500 a month, right? So now I'm thinking, okay, well, I'd rather him pay me the $500 a month than pay the other guy. So now all I need to do is just tell him, yeah, sure, if you want a guy locally, because I'm in Australia and so is the prospect, then I can do a price match for the exact same service, if not better, and happy days.
Let me just think, because I got that guy now. I'll have to let him go. He doesn't have two people do the same job. Then let me just think through that. In the meantime, I got someone now from the Philippines that's helping me creating daily posts.
Yeah,
I think will help my brand. Before I didn't do anything, so that was not a good idea.
Yeah, I'm just having a look at this now. So you're running ads, I believe. Let me just have a look. Have you got a business page set up on Facebook or not yet?
Yes, I've got one, but I messed it up. I've got about 3 pages, so I don't know which one is the right one.
Let me just have a quick look for you, mate. Give me a sec. Human real estate. Yeah, here we go. I can see it now. Yeah. This is it here, yeah?
Yeah, that's what the other guy does, yeah.
The guy in Dubai?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so when somebody makes an inquiry and they click on learn more, what happens then?
Yeah, I'm not sure. So what I get is the name, the address.
So the reason I asked that question specifically, so this is going to be blurred so you guys won't be able to see this, but effectively it's just going to be like what we see right now is just a still image ad with the learn more, standard lead generation type ad. So I'm asking him, okay, at the moment when you're running these ads and the customer clicks on learn more, what happens, right? And the reason I'm asking that question specifically is because whatever strategy I'm going to create for the prospect, I want my strategy to be better than what he's doing at the moment for the same price, because I want the price to value discrepancy or price to value ratio in his mind to be a no-brainer to come to me instead of working with the guy in Dubai. So that's why I asked that question specifically. What happens when they click learn more? Because if they're they're just filling out a standard lead form on Facebook, that could be the reason why you're getting shit leads at the moment. And therefore we might have to get a little bit more complex by creating a landing page or a funnel or something like that. Maybe when they click learn more, it just opens up the messenger on Facebook. And that's a pretty shit experience for the clients most of the time as well. So these types of things I like to ask just so I can start mapping out in my head, how am I going to make my service slightly better than what he's doing at the moment?
Yes, and the telephone number and email address of the people. So they like pre-qualify and make sure the information is correct.
Yeah. Okay. How has this been working for you? Any good?
Yeah, it went all right, and then I stopped it for a while, and then we started again. So it so far it's taking a bit of time to get going, but he says it's 2 weeks to get traction. So I don't know.
No, I don't know if that's true necessarily. I mean, I'll show you some examples here of some of the guys I'm working with at the moment, just to realistically what you should expect. So this guy here, he started with us on the 7th of October. What's that? 2 weeks ago, just about. And already we've booked him 7 on-site appraisals in 2 weeks. So that's one every second day, right? And these are high intent sellers that are looking to sell within the next 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay. So it shouldn't take you 2 weeks to get one lead. It should take.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
No, exactly. So the guy in Dubai, I don't know who he
But
is.
tell me, if we say 490, what will because you said there's another marketing cost of 1,000. How much?
How much are you spending on the ads at the moment?
I think it's 500 a month.
Yeah. Okay, we can just use that instead then. Okay, you just got to lower your expectation in terms of how many people see the ad. But if that's the affordability for you and if you're comfortable paying that, then let's just go with that. And it just means that you're going to get less leads coming through in total, but you're still going to get quality leads. I'm just showing you the types of results I'm getting, right? I'll show you one more thing. So this is really important as well. We want to make sure that our marketing budget is going to be flexible based on whatever our client can afford, right? So what happens here is he's saying, okay, you said before something about an extra $1,000 per month. Now, I think that made him a little bit apprehensive of our strategy at my agency, because initially I did quote him $1,000 a month for marketing spend. But I told him, look, if you can only afford $500 per month on ad spend, that's absolutely fine. But the problem, or the thing that you need to keep in mind, is that you just need to adjust your expectations a little bit. It just simply means you're going to get less leads. But if that's what you can afford, then happy days. Let's just do that with the expectation and us understanding that results will be slower than what you expect, but they should still be better than your current agency because of X, Y, Z, right? Because our funnel is going to be better, or our ad creatives, or whatever the case might be. As well. And I hide nothing. I'm very, very transparent and open. So if you call my clients and speak to them yourself, then go for it, right? It doesn't worry.
So how long have you been in, but do you do anything here in the Sunshine Coast?
We've got nobody in Sunny Coast at the moment. We've got Gold Coast, we've got Brisbane, but Sunny Coast is open, which is why you saw my ad, because we only work with one real estate agent per suburb or per location, okay? Now, this is Peter Williams. He's the director and licensee of Southern Living Property. This was the results after week 1. So he got his first listing, okay? And booked in the client to see Peter, and Peter won the listing straight away. So good news is I signed up to it in the place. It's worth between $1.9 to $2 million property, okay? This is Taryn. He's from Hobart, viewing real estate. On day 2 of running the ads, he got 2 appraisals. Okay. On day 5 of running the ads, he told me to turn the ads off because he was too busy. So that's a problem to have. Yeah, look, see, all the sales lead campaign, please. It's generating 5 in a week. I can't do any more at this stage. Okay. This is his little testimonial that he wrote for us as well. The reason that we get such good results is because it's just my wife and myself that are doing the work. Okay? Husband and wife.
I saw that. Can you show me what your ads look like?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got so many different types of ads, so it just depends on what you're working with. Let me just show you. This one here works very well. See my screen there?
Yeah.
It's like a ticker. So we've got the suburb in the background as like an aerial shot, and then it ticks through the different prices of like the average in the area. This one tends to work very, very well for whatever reason. Okay, so we'll definitely have you use this one because I know it's going to work well. Other options we can look into would be something similar to this as well. Works quite well. Aerial shot with like aerial shot of the suburb again, and then sales of the property. There'll be a picture of you down here and free personalized property report. Things like this. So it needs to be a little bit more interactive because what you're doing at the moment is still image. It's not very eye-catching. So like if you're a vehicle, you're just going to scroll past and you'll see an ad like the one I just showed you now. You're more susceptible to something like that because it catches your eyes, right?
Okay. Did I read in your ad that you phone them and make sure it's the right people and they're interested? Or
Yeah, so that's part of our higher tier service. So that's the service we offer when you're paying more money. For you, if you don't pay $500 a month or $490 or something, that would be something that we can't support you with, just we don't have the capability to. What we can do though is we can get AI to help you in the background, and then AI will screen through the leads, and then when the lead is high intent, then you'll get a notification saying, Andre, please call this person. Okay, I can set that for you, no dramas.
So that was a really important piece as well. So the prospect went in understanding that we were going to do appointment setting for him as well, because that was obviously what was promised on the ad, right? Now, when we obviously had the conversation with him, I told him, I can give you a better deal that's going to match your budget, which is $500 per month in terms of our retainer. However, you're not going to get the appointment setting because that's the part that takes up most of my time, my day. So he's not going to get that. He's simply just going to get us running lead generation style ads on Meta, Facebook, and Instagram. When the leads are generated, we can set up the go high level AI to speak to the leads. And then when the leads say that they want an appointment booked with the prospect, that's when the prospect will then receive some sort of notification and can take over. So it's basically a mixture between do it yourself and done with you, but it's not completely done for you because he hasn't got the affordability and the budget to do so.
Okay. And you say it's a 3-month.
If you want to go month to month, if you feel more comfortable with that, then we can go month to month, I think, because I want to help you out because you're new.
Yeah.
I have a feeling I know who the guy in Dubai is. I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling I know who he is. And I've seen this ad before with other people that are working.
No, someone else phoned me and said that's their ad.
There you go. There you go, right? So I've seen this happen before.
So this is something you guys can do as well. If you ever notice an ad come up, or if you're like speaking to a prospect that's working with a competing agency, never ever badmouth any of the competition. Okay, it's super unprofessional and it just doesn't look good. However, in my case, I genuinely had a feeling that I knew who this guy in Dubai was, and after I spoke with the prospect, I did a bit of research. It turns out I was correct. I do know who he is, or at least I know of him. And I've had a lot of other prospects, other real estate agents that were working with him in the past before, because the ads always looked exactly the same. And so that's why I just dropped that there. I was like, I actually have a feeling I know who this guy is. And turns out that the prospect's already been told that by a different agency that it was their ad, right? So there's this whole kind of clusterfuck that's going on. And we're not trying to throw shade or anything like that. It's not our intention. We're just trying to tell a prospect that we're simply going to do something different compared to what they're doing at the moment.
This is why I want to do something a little custom for you. You're a brand new business. You're just starting out. And I'm happy to help you out here, mate, but it's just, you have to help yourself before I can help you. You know what I mean? I know we can get you a significantly better result than what you're getting now. I can tell you that much. I mean, there's a reason why we have so many agents. We've got over 45 agents across Australia working with us at the moment.
How many?
45.
Okay, that's good.
Okay. So this is from independent agents like.
And sometimes we do need to put the responsibility back on the prospect, right? I just said to him, I'd love to help you out, but it's up to you to help yourself out first, right? And I meant that. I wasn't saying that as like a sales tactic or anything like that. But ultimately, I cannot help the prospect until he is willing to help himself by making the right decision by going with a different agency that can actually prove results, as I did by sharing my screen and showing him real life client results, and also somebody who just knows what they're talking about locally, right? Because he's working with somebody in Dubai when we're in Australia, and particularly with real estate, you really need to know what the market is here. You can't just work with a random marketing agency in Dubai or somewhere else, right? Because they don't necessarily know what's going on here locally. So that's why it's so important. And again, I'm just bringing up these things as facts for him to help him make the right call here.
Yourself, all the way to the conglomerates like Ray White and LJ Hooker and Barth and Harcourt's got all of them. Okay, so that's basically what I can offer you. What are your thoughts?
No, I think we must give it a go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. And that's basically it. That was the commitment that I needed from him. And sometimes that's all you need to say, right? After you've given so much value, I haven't spoken very much about features, right? All I really did was just talk about like, hey, we're going to do a couple of different style ads for you. I'm going to have an AI set up the appointments and whatnot. After that, you know, it was just about the benefits of us being different, being local, things of this nature. Sometimes all you have to say after that is, what are your thoughts? And then just leave it up to the prospect to kind of tell you where their head's at, right? So from here, he's ready to commit, and let's get into it.
Okay.
So what do you need?
Okay, so I think the first step from here, what we need, we'll set up a time to I'll do an onboarding call later on in the week.
Yeah.
During the onboarding call, I'll just get access to your Facebook ad account manager, and I'll set everything up with you.
Yeah.
And from there, we can have ads launched for you within 2 days. Doesn't take.
Okay.
From your side, all I need for the time being is I'll just grab your card details so I can put those on file, and then we can get the ball on from our side. We can send you all the onboarding information that we need.
So when we're going for live payments, you guys are already doing this, most of you, so that's really good. But what we typically want to try to do is go for card details first, right? So we've got two ways of doing that. Number one, we can just send them through the payment link. Or number two, we can ask them to read the card details out to us, literally over the call. And that's always the first step, right? If they can do that, that's the best case scenario because then the payment's taken care of. Number two, if they push back on that, that's what's about to happen here. And instead, we can send them an invoice and get them to do a bank transfer instead.
So you need my card details?
Yes, just to have it on file, so that way we can process the first payment, and then we can start the onboarding process.
Yeah, with the other guy, he sends me invoice, I pay him, and once it's cleared, he goes ahead.
Yeah, if you're more comfortable with that.
Yeah. No, I just had fraud on my card, so I don't want to hand my card out everywhere.
Mate, absolutely fine. That's all good. I can send that over.
Send me invoice, and then I do a bank transfer.
Absolutely. Let's get that sorted with you. I'll just do it with you while I'm on the call now, just to make sure you receive it all.
So yeah, again, the main thing here is we always want to go for the card first. The reason why we don't go for the invoice first, most of you guys are already selling internationally anyway, right? So that's already going to be a little bit of a challenge for you, having to wait for the payment to clear and stuff. In Australia, because right now I'm doing the Australian and New Zealand markets. For Australia, I actually don't mind if they pay via invoice, which ends up being a bank transfer, because I don't have to pay any Stripe fees for that, right? So most of the time I will send an invoice. However, I wanted to get this payment sort of over the line as soon as possible, but that's fine, right? There's just a little bit of logistical stuff that needs to be taken care of before the invoice can be generated, like getting his company details and logging into my accounting software and sending it to him and waiting for him to make the payment, like all that kind of stuff, which we're going to see shortly anyway. But that's the reason why, right? So both of them have their pros and cons. If you go for the invoice and a bank transfer, it means you're not paying any bank fees or rather processing fees. And then if you go for the Stripe link or the payment link, you get that payment effectively straight away, but also you miss out on fees, right? You have to pay the processor fees.
Set it all up. How long have you been in Australia for?
8 years.
Okay. What brought you here?
And really now we're just doing logistics of getting the payment set up. So you're going to see me just talking lots right now just to keep rapport going. There's no sort of sales tactics or anything happening here. It's literally just be human to human and just have like a general conversation.
Crime in South Africa.
Yeah.
And I've got 2 daughters. Opportunities, there's no opportunities there for pale-skinned people.
It's sad. Like I said, in New Zealand, I've got a lot of friends, and their parents moved over. I think it was the 70s and 80s during that period of the 90s. I can't remember, during apartheid, basically. And, New Zealand's a very, very safe place. So, particularly where I grew up, so many South Africans there. Have you been to New Zealand before?
No, I want to go. I hear it's beautiful. They say it's better than Switzerland.
Look, in terms of beauty, I don't know. I haven't been to Switzerland myself, so it's hard to say. But it's a lot nicer than Australia if you're just after beauty and stuff like that. If you're after work opportunity, I find that Australia is still significant.
And the weather. The South Africans complain about the weather.
Do they? Why is that?
No, it's too cold for them. They like the Brisbane weather.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It depends where you're staying, I guess. Like Melbourne is very, very cold. Brisbane's nice and hot, and then you've got like Sydney and Perth, which are better. So it just depends where you are, really.
Yeah, a lot of the friends here, they lived in New Zealand for a while.
Yeah.
And then some went to Perth, and then to Melbourne, and then to Sunshine Coast.
Yeah, they all split up and sort of go all around. But like you say, it's just...
So I'm just going to play this on 2x speed just to speed it up.
Significantly safer here, I think, and that's the kind of main thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. I've just sent that over to you now. Just let me know once you've received it in your inbox.
Yes, I got it.
Cool. All right, so let you finalize that and then we'll get started.
Is that which bank is it?
It's NAB.
Oh, okay. I sold the property. I listed it at 1 o'clock on Friday. I sold it yesterday.
Beautiful. Very well done. We should actually advertise as a just sold as well. What's the address of the property? I'll look it up.
Yeah. The problem is we can't do it because it's not unconditional yet.
What's the address? I'm just going to look it up online. I won't do anything. Yeah, nice.
Are you in Sydney?
I am, yeah. I've been living here for nearly 12 years now. Actually, I moved over in 2014.
Yeah, Sydney is beautiful, the city, but it's too big.
Too big, and my dad says the same thing.
Maybe you may just put my ABN on the invoice for me.
Yeah, sure. Just give me a sec. Actually, I don't think Xero allows us to put the ABN on the invoice for your side.
No, you do. You add contact. You go to the contact. I'm accountant, so I do Xero all the time.
Accounted by Trade.
Yeah, that's one kind of.
Where is it? In real estate. Is it under the account number section? You'll share my screen with you.
But you know, yeah, the finance. Yeah.
Is it this section here?
Wait, I'm going to check now. It's different. Okay, the payment went through.
So he just said there that the payment went through, but we'll continue on anyway.
Financial details.
Should be
Reference.
Oh, yeah? No. Go up again. Are you under context?
Yeah, context.
And you financial. Your voice was looking different. You shouldn't be. Go down. Business information.
Okay.
Again, yeah.
What's your ABN?
I'll give it to you now.
Sure. And yes, the payment went through. Thank you.
No, 6 point front. Sorry.
That's all right.
That's ICN.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, cool. I'll email you manually now. Or do you want me to wait until I send you the paid invoice instead, like the receipt, or you want me to send this one over to you as well?
No. You can send the receipt. Yeah. Don't worry now. Yeah.
Now, I'll just let it wait until it reconciles on Xero, and then I'll send that to you probably tomorrow or the day after.
Yeah, no problem.
Beautiful. So that's all gone through. So thank you for that. So what we'll do now is we'll organize a time for your onboarding call. Just to look. Are you available to meet with me tomorrow, maybe at 2 p.m. Queensland time?
And that's basically it, guys. The payment's gone through now, and it's just about organizing logistics for the onboarding, getting the ball rolling with them.
2 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Beautiful. I'll put that in the calendar for us now, mate, and we will chat then. What I need to do is just do the same onboarding you probably did with the guy in Dubai. So we will get your Facebook access. I'll give you access to our CRM system, which will have the AI that works in the background for you.
Yeah.
Everything up, and then we just basically let it go from there. Should have your ads launched for you pretty much by Wednesday or Thursday at the latest on the projects, and we're good to go. Okay.
I'll send you my brand guidelines and stuff.
Please do. Yes. So it's my wife that creates all the ads and stuff, and she'll ask you for that as the first thing as well. Yeah. I'm going to add you to a WhatsApp group now with myself and my wife, and then she'll know everything she needs from there. Okay.
Okay. Great. Thanks.
Beautiful. All right, mate. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. Bye.
Cool. And that's everything done, guys. So as I said, right, we don't have to do anything super fancy or anything overly creative here. The only real creativity is like creative thinking on the spot and critical thinking, right? So always be listening out intently for kind of keywords and key phrases, anything that the prospect might say that might make you think that you can kind of get money out of this somehow. So again, at the start of the call, I thought that there was really no way that we're going to be able to work together, but by just asking a few more questions, the first one being like what number he had in mind, that was really the question that then opened up the rest of the conversation, right? And you can see there I made it very smooth. I had no idea that I was going to do this at the start of the call. My absolute intention was to sell him either on a $1,500 deal or a $3.5K deal, but ended up getting the $500 out of him anyway, and that was enough to kind of go for the next 3 months. So he ended up becoming like $1,500 over 3 months. All I did was run some very light lead generation campaigns for him, spoke to him only a few times, and that was pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure that you like, comment, share. Let me know if you have any questions below, and I'll speak to you soon.